and
all
I
right.
am in the elevator.
Okay. I will go
Okay.
ahead and get out of the elevator.
True, yeah, I'll do the same. Why not? Just for fun. Hello, Games Done Quick submission staff. This is Meta and Samabam. We are both running Doom VFR. We'll be submitting individually, but we're hoping to get it in as a race, if at all possible. And yeah, we'll proceed with the run. So right now, we just clipped out of bounds out of the elevator. As you can see, we're getting right into the action. This isn't useful, but it is fun.
Demonic presence at minimally safe levels.
Yeah, there are a couple fun things we can do here at the start because, as it turns out, unlike newer VR games, they didn't actually do anything to stop you from just walking through the walls.
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
We can just do that. Our hands get left behind, but we have there are still certain things we can do while we're out of bounds. Also, if we look straight up right now, there's a floating pistol that's tied to our head, and I still don't know for the life of me why that's up there.
No,
Something must have activated the cognitive transfer protocol.
But yeah, so this is a really fast-paced game. Runs only, well, I mean, it's
time to get
sub 30 at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, just recently in the past month or so, we've knocked about 10 minutes off the run. I discovered a trick called switch walking, which basically allowed us to get out of bounds as seen before. That was a version of it. We'll have a more advanced version of it coming up to skip almost an entire level. And yeah, that was really, really huge for the run. So right now we're just working through the tutorial section. We're going to do some out of bounds movement with the switch walking, as well as just some optimal combat. Hopefully I'm on the same pace as you, Sam, so it doesn't sound too weird.
There we go. Yeah, I did have to physically jump, by the way.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, basically we have used the console commands to rebind one of our buttons to turn around 180 degrees. And by doing so, we can actually move our head, turn around, and then move back, and the game interprets that as us moving in a straight line.
Yep. Thus the name switch walking.
This should be fun.
Alright, and we're hopping into our first combat section of the run. Combat is where a lot of the optimization comes in for this game. There's definitely some tricks, but most of it is combat and optimal movement, I would say. And even, you know, the skips are very much movement-based. That was interesting. And not just movement, but in real life movement. I'll go a bit more in-depth as to exactly how switch walking works once we get more into the run. We have a couple cutscenes for areas for downtime, which could be used for donation or explanations.
Yeah, there is certainly like this cutscene I'm entering right now where we're literally just standing in one spot doing nothing for a while, so...
Yeah, I am also about to enter that cutscene, so... I guess I can take this time to explain switch walking. So basically, switch walking is displacing the camera body from your real body. So you can see I can move the physical player model by teleporting, and sorry, this won't be on Samabam's submission, but I can move the physical player model by teleporting, by using the free locomotion, which is just the joystick, but also the switch walking, which is basically just switching my head back and forth and pressing the 180 bind, and that's moving the camera of the game. So the camera only interacts with things such as checkpoints and portals, but we can definitely use that. However, it can't interact with things. You can't really fight enemies. You can fight enemies, but since your player model and the camera are desynced, it gets a little bit strange. It's certainly a complex...
Cases,
Go ahead, sorry.
I was just going to say, in some places you actually get the fact that your body is disconnected causes a problem because enemies are hurting you while you're somewhere else.
Yes.
If that makes any sense.
Yep. So in my video right now, you'll see that I am now out of bounds, or my camera is out of bounds. So are my guns. I can fire. I can throw a grenade out here, but my physical body is right there, in bounds. So if I was to if there was an enemy around there, it would be fighting me in bounds. Sort of a strange concept.
Yeah, it's definitely a little odd, and I did try and demonstrate that on my video as well, with me walking out over where the yellow badge is.
I just put the teleporter piece in.
Okay, you're about like 7-8 seconds behind me then.
Okay.
If I get into that transfer station, an Argent accumulator could overload the systems and destroy the portal.
So yeah, this right here would be a great spot for donations.
Yeah, absolutely. And
probably
here we're going to get our... we skipped one of these in the tutorial. We're actually going to upgrade our ammo capacity. And that has the dual purpose of also completely refilling our ammo. So we try and do that at strategic points.
Which is still sort of in the routing process, but I think we're almost there.
Here we have this recurring mini game we'll keep seeing throughout the run where we have to click a button when the cursor is on the triangle. And that's kind of like some of the only RNG in the game. And it obviously, as you saw, it doesn't lose too much time even if you get bad cycles.
Yeah, and I'm about to do that mini game now.
So one thing that's kind of cool about this game, as you probably noticed, is it's like a remix of Doom 2016. Pick up a rocket launcher right here. And then we're going to switch walk to the end, and this skips almost this entire level, which is really nice.
Yeah, the final fight is entirely skipped, which is probably a good minute and a half or so.
Yeah, there's actually only one boar nest in this entire run.
Oh, I got distracted. But yes, this is the first big instance of switch walking, and especially the first big skip with switch walking. Alright, I am headed into Arc. The other thing too is you can use switch walking to your advantage for very small sections, like right here. Instead of waiting for the door to open, I can switch walk outside of the door. You'll notice it says return to play area, which means I can't teleport, but I wait for the door to open and then I can teleport. So it saves a matter of a, fraction of a second, but it is there.
Yes, and you will notice me not doing that most of the time, simply because of how little time it saves. But
it does.
On some days, if I'm feeling energetic, I'll do it.
It's a very small time save.
Get back to operations.
Yeah, a lot of the well, not a lot, but some of the tech from Doom 2016 actually carries over into this game, which I think is rather neat.
It really does. I'll point it out as it happens, but it's not even just tech either. Also, as Sam said, it's sort of a remix of 2016, so you'll see some repeat places as well as some new places if you're familiar with Doom 2016. And some of the arenas, like the ones that we're just about to do, are actually almost the exact same as Doom 2016, which means that we can use the strategies from Doom 2016 as well. Oh, the Imp's running for me. Oh. He doesn't want to die. There we go. Alright, I'm on my way to Olivia's office.
I am finishing up in Olivia's office. Here we upgrade the super shotgun.
You are going speedy, my friend.
I think I have better load times than you, for one thing.
That's fair. That could be a thing.
It was Samuel. He led them to his tomb.
Here is another mini game we'll see once more after this instance. Instead of solving it, we just kind of fling our hand and it works. So yeah, as Meta was describing, I'm actually going to keep my field of vision only on this segment of the level, and that's going to cause most of the enemies to only spawn here.
And I'm about to do the same.
Demonic presence cannot save you.
And once the music kicks in here, we're actually going to... Yep, there it is. There it is. We're going to go grab this quad damage power.
There's my music kick in. So yeah, as you can see, we definitely have a lot of these fights routed out pretty efficiently, as long as things go your way. One of the main issues that comes with fight routing is imps. If you get some imps out of your control, they like to run around a little bit. But if you can keep a tight grip on them, it's less of an issue.
Yeah, they can definitely be an annoyance and sometimes lose you like 10 full seconds at the end of a fight because there's one left and you don't know where he is.
I'm just gonna teleport right through that portal trigger, and that's the end of Lazarus Labs.
So you saw I upgraded the super shotgun and I can now fire it 2 times before having to reload it as fast as I can pull the trigger, basically, which is just an insane amount of damage at this point in the game.
You'll notice that as we grab some weapons, we're going to stick to very few of them, because there's some weapons that are very, very strong, including the rocket launcher, the super shotgun with the double shot mod, as well as the Gauss cannon, which we're going to pick up in the next level, I believe. And we're going to grab a mod for that, which is going to be really, really special. I won't spoil that one quite yet, but...
So what I tried to do there, and I'll try and do it again in this room, is exit the room as I'm pushing the button, like that, so that I can go ahead to my next objective without having to wait.
It worked.
I still have to wait on the doors to open, but it just cuts out a bit of movement in the middle.
Oh,
and it actually saves a lot more time if you get it on the one I screwed up. But
Yep, I did that as well for my first one, and then my game alt tabbed out for a second for whatever.
Oh, you're still having that issue?
I haven't in a very long time.
Yeah, that did happen to me like once since we came back. No idea what causes that.
And yeah, so you'll notice I just did the trick that Sam was describing. I did it with the first room, and the second room. So basically, it just allows you to basically walk to the next room and saves you that amount of time. That's about it. Other than that, you are on an auto scroller because you're waiting for the sequence inside the room to finish.
Start there.
And I'm heading into Ravine Substructure. Are you in there yet?
Yes, I am picking up the BFG part and on my way to the exit. So that's one thing that's really cool about this level is I think it's, other than the first level where we just switch walk to the end, it's the only level that we can just do with 0 combat. We literally just fly straight to the objective and then straight to the end. It's quite a fun level to complete.
Early in the routing stages of switch walking, we realized that you can go right from the start of the level to the end portal, but it ended up actually being slower than just straight up running and grabbing the objective.
So a quick lore update. We're trying to get to Hell to kill a cyber demon because we need a part from his body. And in order to get to Hell, we need to use the BFG cannons to make a portal. But even though we just repaired them, their power is being limited, and we have to go to a what do I want to call it? A console in a different level to turn off that limiting. And that is what I am going into now. This is also where we're going to get our BFG, which is obviously in every Doom run ever a very important gun.
simultaneous blast from the prototype should create the portal. The safety systems are capping the energy output. We should be able to access the overrides from the mainframe control center.
Alright, and I am now heading into BFG division. Okay, this is our BFG. Gonna pick that up real quick. I'm gonna finish this room off by shooting some rockets at the imps as they spawn, ideally, just so they don't get the runaround on us. This room is pretty tightly routed as well. So as soon as these guys spawn, we're gonna take care of them. There's gonna be one revenant that spawns. We're gonna take care of him and then fire off a BFG to clear the entire room. So basically, this revenant is a trigger enemy. Oh, I didn't kill one of the imps. There we go. And that's the end of that.
Yeah, so you saw, and I assume Meta will be doing this in a second. We grabbed another weapon upgrade. That's going to be our last one for the run. We grabbed the Gauss cannon upgrade.
Siege mode.
With siege mode, which is quite powerful. And thanks to a small kind of exploits of the weapon switching system, we can use it to pump out an insane amount of damage very quickly.
Yeah, so basically, as you'll see from me in a moment, and probably already from Sam, we are able to skip the charge-up animation, which here, I'll show you. So this is basically the charge-up animation of Siege mode, and if we just hit it as we're swapping weapons, we can pump out massive damage by skipping that animation. I just lost time there to showing that off, but anyway. Oh, he didn't want to die.
So there, I just interacted with that console I mentioned to turn off the limiting on our escape plan, so we can now get to hell. But now we have to get back out of this level, which involves 2 more fights. I would say one of them is probably the hardest to optimize fight in the run at this point.
Oh, I actually just failed the system override. Just failed it again.
Yeah, it's one of a lot of speed games have little things like that where it's like realistically it's super easy, but when you try and do it fast, you're pretty prone to mistakes.
Okay, there we go. All right, I'm in the elevator headed down to the last fight. Oh wait, this isn't the last fight. This one I actually spent quite a bit of time routing a couple weeks ago, and I realized that basically it comes down to killing each pair of Hell Knights, and a Cyber Mancubus and a Revenant that spawns. The rest of the enemies don't really matter all that much. But if you basically pay attention to where the trigger enemies are spawning, that being the Hell Knight and the Cybermech and Revenant, you can line up your shots in such a way that you can ideally kill them in one go. I'm having a bit of trouble doing that here, but... Okay. I'm gonna need to grab some extra BFG here. There we go. And I believe this is one of the definitely points of contention in the run at the moment. I believe Samabam and Trickster are grabbing their ammo here. I grabbed one early just in the ravine substructure. Not really sure which is faster.
Yeah,
I think it depends also on your BFG routing. So
yeah, I am guessing that they're gonna break roughly even, to be honest. Just depending on how you play.
I think it really depends on your BFG routing. Like if you can manage to get out of that room with 3 BFG, it's fairly unnecessary. But as a safety strategy, if you think that you're gonna get out of there with like only 2, like I did, I had a fairly rough room, so I got out of there with 2. It's handy to grab the ammo upgrade because, as Timobam says, it refills all your ammo, including BFG.
So my fight was pretty sloppy, to be honest, but now that it's done and over with, we're going to wait on the final enemies to spawn here and grab this quad damage to finish them off without a care in the world. Come on. Oh, I'm trying to enter the elevator through the side that does not have a door.
I just grabbed the power up at the wrong time.
So now we can go to hell. You know, everyone's end goal, right? We're going to actually have a pretty nice switch walking skip coming up. Here is, I mentioned we would be seeing another one of these spinny laser puzzles again. This one is a little bit more finicky. There we go.
Laser containment system needs to be configured to
Now we just wait on the portal to open up and then teleport through it.
Hello, Dr. Peters.
So this is actually, I think, the longest level casually in the entire game, and we're just gonna leave.
The shortest in the speed belt.
Yeah, the whole gimmick of the level is that you can see the exit door, but you have to go around collecting all these keys to open it. But we don't, so.
We don't need any keys with switch walking.
Should be able to scan for the Argent accumulator energy profile.
So right here is a pretty unique skip in the run.
Oh, I can't see anything. There we go.
And I missed it. But I slow-mode too soon there. But basically, we can't teleport up to this next area because there is an invisible wall. But,
And I'm also at that skip now. Nice, I got it. If you want to keep explaining it.
yeah, basically what we do is we fall under where the invisible wall is.
Oh, damn.
And then after we've fallen far enough... Where's the other guy?
So yeah, as you fall far enough, it basically allows you to... Oh, damn. I got it, but I soft locked, and then I went to grab a checkpoint, but it brought me back to the beginning of the level.
Oh, that's interesting.
Thought I grabbed the checkpoint, but I guess not. I'll show you just because it may look like this is not marathon safe, rather, but there is this alternate strategy that we can do as well. So we switch walk through this wall here and grab this checkpoint. I figure I may as well show this as backup.
Yeah,
because the other trick is fairly hard. So yeah, we clipped through. We skipped a fairly sizable section even just by doing this, really.
Had an extra BFG here. So this boss fight is going to go very similar to the 2016 one, where we're going to use slow-mo to increase the number of frames that the BFG is active for, and thus deal way more damage than it's supposed to. You can just watch the boss's health bar here slowly deplete. baddie's dead. Depending on where he falls, actually, sometimes you have to switch walk out of bounds to get the thing out of his chest.
Yeah,
Kind of
it's funny when that happens. So yeah, some of them explained the boss fight. I figure I'll explain the fight before the boss fight, since I'm here now. All these spawns are very, very predictable, so we can set ourselves up in such a way that we are pretty much ready for each enemy as they spawn. And I'm just gonna grab this BFG to prepare for the Cyber Demon. Make sure I'm all full on ammo.
Just loan me that for a while. Guess not.
And now we're gonna use the BFG, weapon wheel abuse. So basically, yeah, as Sam said, I'm using the weapon wheel here to slow down time and make sure that that tether is attached to the Cyber Demon, which is going to do damage per frame. And since we're running at 80 frames per second, or if you're on the Valve Index, I think 140? I can't remember exactly. You will do damage over time, and it really melts the boss or the boss's health, rather.
Yeah, it's a really cool strategy. It's kind of a shame that we don't get to use it more than once per run, but at least it's in the run.
This accumulator will be enough to overload.
So I'm going to do a pretty huge skip here. It takes a little bit of effort, but we basically skip a whole bunch of jump platforms and a big fight by hopping onto this rail and then very carefully aiming our teleport line to climb these kind of support structures.
Damn it. The control systems at the top are regulating the fluctuation.
There we go. And now because we did that, I actually have to die real quick, like this, in order to get this fight to load properly. Try and line those guys up to get them with a single shot. And where is he? There should be another Revenant around here. And somehow both BFGs missed him.
Oh. I unfortunately just have a soft lock, so I'm not going to be doing that strategy during a marathon, but I thought I would show it off anyway. Unfortunately, if you switch walk in that elevator, you can save yourself a second or two, but it does have the risk of soft locking like it just did. I was hoping it wouldn't do that, but definitely won't be a strategy I would try during a marathon. I lost a world record pace run to that one time, which was very unfortunate.
Yeah, that's a big ouch. So yeah, that was the run for my end. You can see it ends with a nice climactic fight. Mine didn't go super smoothly, but that's part of the fun, right? While we wait on Meta to get over that soft lock real quick.
Yep, I'm just I'm up to the top now, and I am just about to enter the final arena.
Perfect. So yeah, the game is a ton of fun to run. The switch walking looks pretty ridiculous, so I figured two of us doing it on screen at the same time should make for some good entertainment. And yeah, we're just excited that the runs had recent innovations and would love a chance to show off some more VR speedrunning, because it's something new and something a lot of people, even with VR headsets, haven't even considered, because, you know, it's just such a new concept. So,
my BFG wasn't working.
Oh, that's interesting.
It said that I had 12 BFG and it wasn't firing.
Oh yeah, sometimes when you have 0, it defaults back to telling you how many grenades you have, even though you
Oh,
can't
is that
use
what it
them
is?
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this run went pretty poorly, unfortunately. So I just tried to line myself up there to kill all 3 Mancubi with 1 shot. Unfortunately, I've used up all BFG because I used some extra BFG that I didn't really want to in BFG complex. So what I just grabbed here as a backup is the Berserk power-up, which in Doom 2016 makes you do a bunch of animations and stuff, which is slow. But in this game, actually, you basically just kill things instantaneously, which is pretty handy.
Yeah, you just touch them and they blow up.
And that's the end of the run. Basically, those last 2 Revenants is our final trigger. And then we run to the button, and that's it. That's time.
Yep, GG.
It should come out to about 30 minutes RTA on the average run. So nice short run, has some cool moments in it, and I hope you guys consider it for acceptance, especially considering how well the last VR run did at GDQ. So thank you all for watching, I really appreciate it, and yeah, hope to see you later.
Yep, I guess we'll cut it there.
Sure thing.